Are you guys ready? Are you sure? You better be, because everything is on the line. We are competing on the big stage for all the marbles. It's the 2026 NBA Finals here on Ladder of Light Gaming, hosted by yours truly, Action Jackson Wilson. This has been one of the greatest runs of all time, and it culminates here in Minneapolis, the final chapter between the red-hot Minnesota Timberwolves and the red-hot Charlotte Hornets. Two of the most dominant playoff runs we are witnessing. The Minnesota Timberwolves becoming the first team in NBA history to go 12-0, sweeping their way through the West playoffs, and the Charlotte Hornets, who nobody gave an ounce of credit to. They weren't supposed to do anything. They came out of nowhere behind their superstar, all-star, rookie of the year, and most valuable player, Jackson Wilson, and he's getting ready to tip off against Naz Reid. It's very important to mention that there is no Rudy Gobert early in this series because he's dealing with a day-to-day injury. Can the Timberwolves exploit this as they try to deal the Timberwolves their first loss of the postseason and steal home court advantage for the NBA Finals? And LaMelo Ball right away hits from downtown off of a Wilson assist. Glad you guys are all here. Like, comment, and subscribe. Win or lose, this has been one heck of a journey. And there's the first bucket of the Finals for Minnesota on a layup by Julius Randle. Jackson Wilson's going to screen for LaMelo Ball, who just hit a three to open the game. And now Wilson gets into the act on the pick and pop. Minnesota is not ready to defend the three ball. These are the two best defensive teams in the NBA. But Minnesota looks like they came out shell-shocked. They're caught up in the crowd noise. They feel like all the momentum's in their favor. But the fearlessness of this Charlotte Hornets team walking into this environment is once again coming full circle. Julius Randle with a red-hot start for the Timberwolves. Expect this to be back and forth all series long as the Hornets look to avenge a regular season sweep. They were defeated by 20 points here in Minneapolis to end the regular season. And LaMelo Ball commits the illegal screen. The ball will go back to the T-Wolves. Both franchises searching for their first NBA championship of all time. That's the beauty about this year's finals. As Reid gets a loose ball recovered and dunks it all over Wilson. Naz Reid is going to have to play some quality minutes if Minnesota is going to stay in. You have to mention that the Hornets are also dealing with some injuries. Miles Bridges may be playing, but he is in some pain. And now Jackson Wilson's going to go to the post against Naz Reid. Wilson trying to get in position. He drops steps, gets inside, and he converts the tough layup over Naz Reid. Jackson Wilson, who averaged 36 points per game during the regular season. He's averaging 48 throughout the playoff run. He's also been a vacuum with 28 rebounds a game, as well as high IQ. He's averaging less than 3 turnovers. He's got 3 blocks per game as well. To make a long story short, Wilson has been showing what it truly means to be an all-around elite center. And it's the ultimate reason why the Hornets are in this position, playing for the NBA championship against the best team in the NBA, the Minnesota Timberwolves. Wilson on a pick and fade with Miller. Miller for 3. No good, and the rebound by the Timberwolves, trying to take their first lead of the finals. Up ahead they go, and there's the slam. A lot of speed for both of these teams as Jalen McDaniels gets that punch. And now Ball's going to give it back to Wilson. Wilson driving inside on Reid, picks up his dribble. Wilson calls for a cut. It's not there, so he'll swing it back out to Bridges. Wilson, as the Hornets work it around to Sexton. Sexton into Wilson. Wilson against Randle. Spin. The layup is good. Jackson Wilson off to a red-hot start here in the NBA Finals. He's 3 for 3 with 7 points. Great positioning, great concentration. And now Edwards will try to get into the yak, but his three-pointer rattles in and out. Rebound by Wilson. He gives it to Bridges. Bridges to a cutting Sexton. Sexton to Wilson. Wilson back into the post again. This time he's going to fade on Naz Reid. Pump fake, goes up for another layup, no good. And the rebound by the Timberwolves. Back comes McDaniels. 4 minutes gone by. The NBA championship is on the line. Minnesota and Charlotte. Wilson comes to help on Dante DiVincenzo, and he ends up missing. Bridges with the rebound, up ahead to Wilson. Wilson's got DiVincenzo on him. He backs up, takes the three ball over him. No good. Timberwolves with the board. Trying to break a 10-10 tie here in the first quarter. DiVincenzo out to Edwards. Edwards for three. No good. Rebound by Sexton. The Hornets now looking to get out and run. Wilson, big mismatch with Edwards. The double team is too late, but it isn't. Edwards is able to stop Wilson. He hit him on the right arm, but no whistle. Now Edwards is going to try to drive inside. Wilson is right there on him. Now he wants to switch the matchup with Colin Sexton. It's not there, so he'll play it safe on Edwards. Inside for Reed. He gets the 2 points. Timberwolves with a 12-10 advantage as they try to extend their postseason winning streak to 13 games. This is when it matters now. LaMelo Ball from downtown, it's no good. Naz Reid on the boards. Here come McDaniels and the Timberwolves. McDaniels out to Reid. Reid guarded tightly by Wilson. Reid trying to drive inside. He lost the handle. Gets it back and scores again. Timberwolves displaying that hustle, and now Charlotte going to take a breather. The fans going crazy here in Minneapolis for their Timberwolves. 4 wins away from their first title. I'd like to welcome you guys once again to Ladder of Light Gaming. I'm your host, Action Jackson Wilson. It's the NBA Finals here on NBA 2K26 MyCareer. Who will win their franchise's first championship? Will it be the Minnesota Timberwolves, who had the best record in the NBA? Or will it be the Charlotte Hornets, who have defied the odds time and time again, have shocked the world several times over? Here is Bridges in the corner. Here's Miller with the 3 ball. He's got it. Brandon Miller with his first bucket of the NBA Finals, and it's a clutch triple to bring the Hornets back within 1. It's 14-13 as Anthony Edwards will set up the offense with Naz Reid. Edwards pulls up for 2. He can't get the bounce. Wilson with the rebound. Up ahead it goes to Ball down the left baseline. Wilson wrapping around Ball. He's open for 3 and got it! Jackson Wilson from downtown. That's his second triple. He's got 10 points, a couple boards, and an assist against the Timberwolves here in Game 1 of the NBA Finals. Here is Edwards looking for Reid, who sets an off-ball screen for Randall. Randall's been busy treating Miles Bridges here tonight, but he can't get that one to fall. Wilson with the rebound. He'll take his time. And now he drives. Kicks to Sexton in the corner. Sexton! No good. He can't get the 3. Rebound pulled in by Naz Reid. Filling in for the injured Rudy Gobert. The Timberwolves have lost some of their defense in that, but they also gained some offense. The Timberwolves just have so many different ways to beat you. They just keep finding ways to win every single night. Going 12-0 in the Western playoffs to get here. But the Hornets have been almost just as hot. They've went 12-1 in the East. But one of these teams has to lose. It's been an incredible run. They both have plenty to be proud of. Jackson Wilson, pick and roll for the two-handed slam. Wilson with 12 here in the first quarter of his NBA Finals career. And a timeout now taken by the Timberwolves. What a shift of momentum by the Charlotte Hornets. Looked like the Timberwolves were going to take control. But this Charlotte defense does the job. And that's been their formula all year. They turn great defense into offense. And this crowd, which once was ear-splitting a couple minutes ago, is just clapping. It's not roaring. And now Jackson Wilson's going to take a seat on the bench. With 3 minutes remaining here in the first quarter, and there's a look at Rudy Gobert, who's in a suit tonight. He's expected to be back before the conclusion of these finals. And now, after a short break, Jackson Wilson will re-enter. Hornets were able to get a tally on the board thanks to a Grant Williams free throw. Jackson Wilson trying to defy the odds, win the NBA title with a non-super team on Hall of Fame in his rookie season. He'll get an offense set up with Green. Green outside, but the ball gets stolen by Joe Ingles. Ingles to Shannon, and he scores with the foul. That foul goes on Green. Minnesota's going to go to the line to try to go back on top. Back and forth we go here in Game 1 of the NBA Finals. Shannon Jr. rattles home the free throw. 20-19. As the Hornets let Wilson take the point guard position. This is for Con Knippel. Knippel getting his first taste of the NBA Finals. He pops out, but the three is not there. Wilson outside. Randall with the hand down. Wilson for three. No. Timberwolves with the rebound. Here comes Rob Dillingham, the young star out of the University of Kentucky. Conley gives it to Julius Randle. Randle gives it back to Conley. Conley with the floater in the lane. He's got it. Mike Conley makes it a three-point lead for the Wolves. Hornets looking to push it. Wilson looking to get in on Randle. He posts up on the left block. Wilson with the drop step. Layup. Got it. The Timberwolves are doing a great job denying the drop step, but Wilson with that great concentration and that finish to make this a one-point game. And now Randle with the drive. Wilson erases his jump shot from the free throw line. Up ahead to Wilson. Wilson resets the offense and gives it to Green. Here is Mann. Now Wilson, pass fakes. Gives it to Mann, 9 seconds to shoot. Wilson cutting to the paint. 5 seconds to shoot. Mann. Wilson trying to cut on Randle. He's right there. The three ball, no good. Offensive rebound by Wilson. Grant Williams for three. Yes! Grant Williams from downtown off of a Wilson rebound over Julius Randle. Final seconds here in the first quarter. Conley. He gives it to Dillingham. Dillingham for three. Too strong. And Wilson with his sixth board of the opening quarter. 24-22. Charlotte Hornets. Back and forth we go here in Game 1 of the NBA Finals. The Hornets, once again, doubted by the social media. They're saying they had no chance to knock down this Timberwolves squad. Now, we're only one quarter in, but this might just be sending a message. Jackson Wilson fearlessly attacking like usual. He's also knocked down a couple of threes. As we begin the second quarter, welcome. You're just tuning in to Ladder of Light Gaming. This is what matters, the NBA Finals. Here in NBA 2K26 MyCareer, we're playing the Minnesota Timberwolves on Hall of Fame, a.k.a. Hall of Pain, as Julius Randle tries to stir up some pain against Wilson, and he misses. Rebound by the Hornets. Up ahead they go. Wilson will give it to Knippel and slip, but it's not there. Now they give it to Wilson. Wilson fakes and spins on Randle. The double team doesn't come. Wilson's got position. Look out, but he can't get the layup over Randle. Rebound by the Timberwolves. Wilson stops the break. Picks up Randle on the isolation. Here is Randle. He swings it to Ingles. Timberwolves are loaded with three-point shooters, so the Timberwolves are going to go the perimeter defense. Let Randle drive, and he gets fouled by Tre Mann. Tre Mann will pick up his first foul. Let's see what Randle's got. His money on the first. Hey, with the way this game is starting, we should be in for a fantastic finals. Julius Randle trying to win his first ring as he buries the second as well. 24-24. Jackson Wilson will take the point guard position. He'll call for a screen from Williams. It's a beauty. Wilson to Williams over Ingles. He can't get the roll. Timberwolves with the rebound. Here comes Dillingham. Dillingham to Conley. Both teams have got players playing through pain. For the Timberwolves, it's Mike Conley. And for the Hornets, it's Miles Bridges. Here is Shannon with the drive on Green. Shannon to Randle in the corner. Wilson right there on him, forcing Randle into a difficult shot. Rebound by the Hornets. Wilson's got a guard on him, so he's going to go right to work. He's going to post up in the middle. Here he comes. Wilson through the lane, and the foul! Green was wide open for the triple, but Wilson was confident that he could get it off with those two smaller guards, and Joe Ingles commits that foul. Jackson Wilson keeping the Timberwolves defense honest, whether it's in the paint or from beyond the arc. A couple of triples to his credit, and then some dirty paint points as usual. Wilson completes the three-point play, 27-24. He's also gone the whole game without a turnover thus far. As many times as Wilson has touched the ball this postseason, he's only averaging 2.5 turnovers. It's pretty solid. Speaking of solid, that's what Mike Conley's been for the Timberwolves, but he misses that free throw line shot. Here's Knippel inside. Here's a floater. No good. Wilson with the rebound. He's got it. Wilson through the lane. Everybody get out of his way. He's on a mission. And it's a 5-point Charlotte lead at 29-24. Joe Ingles off a double screen gives it to Conley. Into Randall. Wilson with great defense. Randall fakes. Wilson not biting. He steps back. 6 to shoot. Wilson still with great defense. Randall driving inside, and he gets it off the glass. Wow, what a play by Julius Randall to lull Wilson to sleep. I thought I was going to get a block, but he got by me. Give him credit. And now Man. Man will use a screen from Wilson. He demolishes Mike Conley with it. And now they go to Green. Great ball movement by the Hornets. Everybody getting a touch. Now they go to Wilson on the block. They fake the double team. Wilson sees it, but he can't get the layup. And now a timeout taken by the Timberwolves. Wow, looked like I had another offensive board. You see that little decoy in the corner? They were looking for the steal. They wanted me to go to Knipple. But Jackson Wilson with that IQ, even though that was a missed shot, at least the Timberwolves didn't get out on the fast break. 7 minutes to go here in the first half. What an opening game here in the NBA Finals. The Timberwolves, who are 12-0 in the playoffs, against the Hornets, who are 12-1. The two obvious contenders in this year's postseason when it was all said and done. These organizations couldn't have been more deserving, especially with the weight that their fan bases have gone through to get to this point. Both franchises are playing in their first ever NBA Finals, and one of them is going to win it. Here's a dunk inside on a nice cut to the baseline by Dillingham. Anthony Edwards back into the game for the Timberwolves, who are now down by 1, 29-28. Wilson going back to the post again. He's going to kick it back out the ball. Ball off a screen from Wilson. Ball for three, no good, and the rebound by the Timberwolves. 29-28. Edwards goes behind his back. Edwards steps back, gives it to Behringer. Behringer over Williams, can't get it to go. Wilson swoops in for his 10th board. Here comes Trey Mann. Mann to Wilson. Wilson back into the post again. He's going to fade. No good. Timberwolves rebound. Another chance to take the lead with Conley. He gives it to Edwards. Edwards. And Conley working around the perimeter. Conley off a screen, gives it to Edwards. Wilson comes with a double team over the screen, and now he rotates down. Edwards misses it. He forced him into an uncomfortable position. And now here's ball. The lob up top to Wilson, but it gets disrupted. Man, all you had to do is just give me a regular pass. I didn't even call for an alley-oop there. Anthony Edwards is gone on the fast break. Timberwolves back on top. Hornets pushing again. Here, let's get it going for Knipple. Go floppy, go floppy. Come on, set good screens, set good screens. Knipple's not open. Wilson trying to cut around. He'll give a ball screen to LaMelo. Outside for Mann. His three-pointer, no good, and the Timberwolves rebound with Ingles. Here comes Edwards. Edwards behind his back. Wilson comes over to help, and he disrupts Edwards. Rebound by the Hornets. Up ahead, ball. Ball with the nice catch. Gives it to Wilson. Wilson outside. He's going to call isolation and go to the post again. The double team is not coming. So Wilson is going to get busy. He misses. Gets his offensive rebound. Gets deflected. Hornets keep possession. Here is ball with the jab step. 6 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Knipple from straight away. No good. Rebound Timberwolves. Conley bringing it down. Gives it to Edwards in the corner. Edwards off a screen. Wilson with great defense to deny him. And now Behringer to Conley. Conley jab steps. Wilson is right there on Conley. Behringer through the back door, and he's able to beat Wilson to the layup. Timeout, Hornets. Timberwolves up 3. Boy, this has been a battle, ladies and gentlemen. Back and forth we go. 4:13 to go here in the first half. It's game 1 of the NBA Finals. Glad you're with us here on Ladder of Light Gaming. Like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget, Jesus Christ loves you. If you haven't made him your Lord and Savior, I pray that you do so now, because he is the only way that you will go to a better place when you die. He's the way, the truth, and the life, and no one comes to the Father except through him. And it's because of him that we're in this position. He gets the glory for all of it, through the ups and the downs. Here we go with the Hornets out of the timeout, trailing by 3 points. Wilson with the screen for LaMelo Ball. Nice cut by Wilson for the punch. Thanks to the new viewers for tuning in. We're on Hall of Fame, NBA 2K26 MyCareer, trying to lead the Charlotte Hornets to the NBA title. Here is Conley giving it to DiVincenzo. Here is Edwards. Edwards with the three. Rattles in and out. Wilson with the rebound. He'll give it the ball again. Ball up ahead. Three ball Miller. No good. That was for the lead. Timberwolves pull down the board with Conley. McDaniels with the drive. Kicks to the corner. Great rotation by Wilson to bother the three. And Bridges is there for the board. Wilson getting out and running. He's going to go right at Anthony Edwards. Can't get it to go. Offensive rebound. He's fouled. Anthony Edwards doing all he possibly can, but Wilson is not giving up on his misses. It hasn't been his most efficient game, but sometimes it's not about efficiency. It's about doing the dirty work. Wilson's definitely doing it. He's played a lot of grueling minutes, but he's doing whatever it takes for this team. He's got 22 points, 15 rebounds, and he has been solid at the free throw line here tonight. Wilson's only been on the bench for one total minute. He's 2 for 2 at the stripe. Hornets retake the lead, 33-32 in Game 1 of the NBA Finals. Here is DiVincenzo crossing over. Wilson's going to watch Naz Reid as the ball goes out to Mike Conley. Here is Reid. Wilson with great defense on him, and now Edwards to DiVincenzo. DiVincenzo hits the three to put the Timberwolves back up 2. 35-33 as Ball pushes it up ahead to Wilson. Wilson against Reid in the post. Wilson waits, pump fakes, goes up, no good. Rebound Minnesota. Wilson got annihilated there, but there is no foul call. McDaniels for 2, and the Timberwolves lead by 4. 37-33. Here is LaMelo Ball. Jackson Wilson's going to come with a screen. Wilson trying to cut on Reid. He gets there. Good pass right there to set Wilson up. He's 10 for 20 shooting here in the first half. He's taken the ball up a lot. When you're playing a team like the Timberwolves in a setting like this, you're going to have to put the team on your back. Let's keep playing that defense, guys. Edwards off a screen from Reid. Edwards crosses over, kicks it out to Reid. Reid for 3. No good. Great defense by Wilson. He's up ahead on the fast break. They get it to him. And one! Jackson Wilson. Oh, I was about to snap if they didn't give me that ball. I was calling for it like 4 seconds ago. But we got the basket. That's all that matters. And now Mike Conley is hobbling as he heads to the bench. We see that same thing with Bridges. You got to love the courage from these players putting it all on the line, all injury pain aside, because there is no tomorrow. It's the NBA Finals. Every game counts. Wilson trying to regain the lead, and he does. What a first half for Wilson. He's taken a lot of shots. He's 28 points, 15 boards, 2 assists and a stat line. We're on Hall of Fame MyCareer, NBA 2K26. And now Naz Reid isolating on Wilson. He gives it outside to DiVincenzo, who can't tie the game up. Wilson with the rebound. Up ahead to Miller. Miller to Ball in the corner. Ball, stop lobbing it up. There's no reason for that. McDaniels up to DiVincenzo. His three-pointer no good. Wilson another rebound. He gives it the ball up ahead. Hornets trying to build on a 1-point lead. Bridges gets roughed up on his way to the basket on the left block. McDaniels picks up the shooting foul for the Timberwolves. Now Bridges trying to clutch up. It's like we talked about, every game matters in these finals. Every free throw is crucial as well. Bridges gets the bounce. A courageous season put together by Miles Bridges. He's been dealing with a lot of injuries, a lot of adversity. You could say the same for the Timberwolves, but they've just handled business. These teams deserve to be here for a reason. And we should be in for a heck of an NBA Finals, win or lose. Bridges knocks down both free throws. The Hornets have a 40-37 lead, and back come the Timberwolves with Anthony Edwards. Edwards trying to win his first ring after getting the Timberwolves to a couple of conference final appearances. Here's a tough shot by Edwards, no good in the lane. Rebounded by the Hornets. Wilson up ahead. Ball tries to dump it. He gives it to Bridges in the corner. It's no good. Bridges as Wilson knocks it out of his hands. And it's Charlotte basketball. Great defense by Wilson, not giving up on a play. He wasn't credited with the steal, but he did force the turnover. And Charlotte will keep possession, leading by just 3 with 1:06 to go here in the first half. Wilson with the cut on Reid, and he posterizes him. 42-37 Charlotte. Wilson with 30 points here in the first half against Minnesota. The Timberwolves are really feeling the loss of Rudy Gobert. Thankfully, he's not out for the whole series. But the Hornets want to strike while the iron is hot because they don't want to play catch-up against this Timberwolves squad in a best-of-7 series. Reed outside to DiVincenzo. DiVincenzo with a tough shot. No good. The Hornets are tightening up, but Reed is right there to save the day. As Wilson jumped a little too early for that rebound. I can't stand it when it hangs on the rim like that. But now Wilson's going to slow it down. 42-39 Hornets on top of the Timberwolves. Wilson will set this play up for Brandon Miller. The Hornets trying to shock the world as Miller comes off a screen and shoots. No good. Rebound by the Timberwolves. Last possession of the first half. Here they come with McDaniels. McDaniels pulls up in Wilson's face and is able to get 2 points on the board. 7 seconds to go. The Hornets want to push. They throw it up ahead to Wilson. Wilson gets in the post. Fades at the buzzer. It is no good off the glass. Game 1 of the NBA Finals is rolling right along. We've reached the half, and it's anybody's game. Charlotte 42, Minnesota 41. This is Jackson Wilson with NBA 2K26 MyCareer. Welcoming you guys to the NBA Finals, a special presentation here on the YouTube channel. Got a couple more before this season concludes. Regardless of what happens, we made it to the end of the season for real. But the question is, are we going to be lifting the trophy, or are we going to be watching our opponents lift the hardware? And that'd be a tough pill to swallow after all that we've been through. But, you know, we weren't supposed to be anywhere near here when this thing got started. So we have to be grateful no matter what. I mean, we've been overachieving all year, but this team just continues to get better and better and better. And it has led them all the way to the NBA Finals. When this season began, I don't think many people had Minnesota as the #1 overall team. And they certainly didn't have them going 12-0 in the postseason to get here, much less the Charlotte Hornets, a team that was supposed to be in rebuild, going 12-1. But they got in the playoffs as a 5th seed after drafting Wilson, and Wilson went on to have a rookie season for the ages. He won Rookie of the Year. He was named to the All-Star team, the All-First Defensive team, and he was the most valuable player. And now he tries to get the Hornets a big road win here in Game 1 of the Finals here on Hall of Fame. We lead 42-41. Welcome inside as you take a look at the field goal percentages. 43 for Minnesota and just 37 for Charlotte. Both defenses came to play here tonight. This is no doubt the best defensive teams in the league. It's been the case all year. The Timberwolves, the second best defense against the top defense, the Charlotte Hornets. But Minnesota had the better stat line on offense. So with things being relatively equal, the Timberwolves were the favorite, not just because of their record, but with the way they are built. They had expectations when the season started. The Hornets didn't. But here they are in a dogfight with them. Who will take Game 1 of the NBA Finals here in Minneapolis? Will it be the Timberwolves extending their 13-game streak? Or will it be the Hornets stealing home court advantage like they've already done twice in this postseason? Here is Randall popping out for a three-pointer. It's no good, and it's going to be in a loose ball foul against Anthony Edwards. We definitely want him to get in foul trouble. That's his second miscue, and the Hornets will get the ball. Wilson in the first half with 30 points, 17 rebounds. As LaMelo Ball sets up the offense, Jackson Wilson's going to come with a screen. LaMelo Ball pulls up over DiVincenzo. His three-pointer rattles in and out. Julius Randle is on the boards. Here he comes. He gives it to Edwards. Edwards gives it to Randle. Randle fakes. Randle trying to drive on Wilson. Wilson is right there. Edwards pulls up and misses. Wilson with just enough defense to force that shot to go awry. And now Ball. What a crossover, but he doesn't take the shot up. Now Jackson Wilson. Randle with the hand down. Wilson shoots, but it's no good. Here come the Timberwolves. 42-41 here in Game 1 of the NBA Finals. Edwards backs up to the corner. Edwards drives. Edwards forced to pick up his dribble, and he stepped out of bounds. Colin Sexton with the veteran defense on display once again. Maybe he's getting into the head of Anthony Edwards. That's what the Hornets have been making a habit of this postseason, making it frustrating for their opponents. And now here we go with Bridges on a pick and fade. Wilson calls it. They execute it perfectly. Bridges for three, no good. Wilson cleans up the mess and gets the putback in the paint. The presence of an anchor and touch like a feather. Wilson's got a little bit of both, and that's why he's so dangerous. 44-41 Hornets as Naz Reid is picked up by Wilson. Out to DiVincenzo for the tie. It's no good. Wilson on the glass. He'll give it to Colin Sexton. Wilson looking to get out and run. They give it to him in the post. Trying to treat Julius Randle, and he cannot. Randle's able to force the miss. Back come the Timberwolves, 44-41. Randle driving, steps back. Wilson says, get that out of here. LaMelo Ball, outside Miller. Wilson hits him. The cut by Bridges. Bridges, got it. Miles Bridges with the layup. Hornets by 5, 46-41. We're just getting rolling here in the third quarter. A game one of the NBA Finals. This is exactly what Charlotte wants to do. Getting ahead of Minnesota. They may be undefeated, but they're still human. Another block by Wilson. He didn't even have to jump for that one. Oh, we got Edwards on us. You know what we're going to do. We're going to go right back to the post. Wilson showing him his strength. Up and under. He's able to get it to go off the glass. Wilson squashing the bug, crushing the Ant-Man under his foot, and a timeout by the Hornets. Jackson Wilson is fatigued here in the third quarter. The Timberwolves are really making him work, but he continues to stand tough. And this defense by the Hornets has been crisp coming out of that locker room. They've held the Timberwolves to a relative percentage of 40. And when you're playing Hall of Fame on NBA 2K26, that's a really key stat line. 7:11 to go here in the third quarter. Welcome to the viewers here on Ladder of Light Gaming. It's game one of the NBA Finals between the Minnesota Timberwolves and the Charlotte Hornets. 7:11 to go here in quarter number 3. This is the Hornets' largest lead of game one as McDaniels prepares to inbound. Tipped away, stolen by Bridges, and it lands in the hands of Ball. Ball at the crossover. He gives it to Sexton. Great ball movement. Hand is down. Wilson for three. No good. Rebound Timberwolves. McDaniels up ahead to Randle. Randle drives, pulls up for two. Can't get the bounce. Hornets looking to push again, but it's stolen by McDaniels. McDaniels to DiVincenzo. DiVincenzo as Reid cuts. Wilson is right there on him. DiVincenzo, great defense by Sexton. Randle tries his luck from downtown. He can't get it to go. Wilson will give it to his point guard, LaMelo Ball, and Ball is in the right corner spinning. Ball gets to work on isolation. Ball driving, but he lost the handle as Reid gets the strip. Chicken strips. Now Edwards to DiVincenzo. Edwards with the ball in his hand. Guarded by Colin Sexton. Wilson plays that tight defense on the perimeter against Reid. Here's a double team. Out to DiVincenzo. Wilson with the contest. No good. Rebound by Brandon Miller. Wilson picked up by DiVincenzo. So you know what's going to happen right here. There's the dunk. The double team didn't even have a chance to get over there. Wilson now with 36 points. This is what the Hornets do. They turn great defense into offense. Mismatches created all over this court. And now DiVincenzo. Guarded by Ball. DiVincenzo out to McDaniels. Here's the off-ball screen by Reid. Edwards crosses over. Edwards trying to stop the bleeding. It's down the bottom of the net. Timeout Charlotte. This crowd is shocked here in Minneapolis as the Timberwolves have got their work cut out for them. Anthony Edwards is still in the zone. But as they've done all postseason long, the Charlotte Hornets not backing down from anybody they're going up against. They are here to play, and they are here to play hard, no matter what the scoreboard says. We didn't go 12-1 in the East for no reason. It wasn't a fluke, ladies and gentlemen. I kept it humble early on because we had yet to prove ourselves. But when you're in the NBA Finals, you definitely had to do at least a little bit of that. And as the Timberwolves and the Hornets break up the huddles, the question is, can Charlotte fend them off in the final 15 minutes and take this crucial game one of the NBA Finals? This has been a defensive battle here tonight, 50-43, as LaMelo Ball will get the offense set up. Wilson will give him a screen on DiVincenzo. Ball driving inside, kicks it out to Wilson, who's wide open. Well, Wilson was a little too deep. We'll slow it down here. With 8 to shoot, Wilson will give it the ball in the corner. Give him another screen. Ball for three. Oh, yes! LaMelo Ball from downtown. That's the third assist for Wilson tonight. Double-digit lead for the Hornets. 53-43. McDaniels out to Edwards. Edwards isolating on Sexton. Edwards forced to pick up his dribble in the lane. 5 to shoot. Great defense. Covering up both people. It's a rebound by Charlotte. Trying to extend their advantage. Up ahead, Sexton. Ball, another three. Got it! LaMelo Ball with the triple. 56-43, Charlotte over Minnesota. The Timberwolves win streak is on the line as Edwards gives it into Randall. Randall fakes, but it's not there. Edwards with the pass fake. 5 to shoot. Edwards driving, pulls up for the shot. No good. Wilson the rebound. Up ahead it goes to Ball. Ball gives it to Wilson. They'll slow it down. Now Ball pops out to the perimeter. Wilson off a screen. Ball's been cooking with grease tonight. No good. Wilson with the rebound. Out to Bridges. Now Wilson isolating. With 6 to shoot, he'll get to work on Reed. 3 seconds for Wilson to shoot. He fakes. Gets to the cup. Two-pointer, no good. Rebound by the Wolves. 56-43. Here is Randall. Randall outside for McDaniels. McDaniels posts up DiVincenzo. DiVincenzo spinning. Spins again. Picks up his dribble, kicks it to the corner for Reed. He gets the three-pointer to fall. The Timberwolves needed that to bring the deficit back to within 10. 3:15 to go as Jackson Wilson will come with a screen on DiVincenzo. Ball gets free again. No good. Wilson cleans it up again and throws down the hammer. 38 points for Jackson Wilson on Hall of Fame in Game 1 of the Finals against the Timberwolves, who have yet to lose a game in the playoffs. Anthony Edwards can't believe it. And neither can this crowd. You know what? If this doesn't work out, Minnesota, you should go after all the social media. Because the more they continue to hate on this Hornets squad, seems like the better we become. It's fueling our fire. And it is so nice to see these teammates just following in my footsteps. I'm finally able to get some momentum generated for us. And when we put together a team effort, anything is possible. 58-46. Charlotte Hornets in Game 1 of the NBA Finals. We still got a long ways to go, but as you can see, looking at that playoff leaderboard, Anthony Edwards may have been impressive, but Jackson Wilson has been unbelievable. 48 points on average. Shannon Jr. on the inbound to Ingles. Now Edwards. Edwards trying to rally the Timberwolves. That's a good start. Anthony Edwards from downtown. Edwards has been lights out here at home, averaging 33 points per game. Now here's a triangle cut by Wilson. And now he'll back out and he'll call for a LaMelo Ball cut. Here he comes. It's not there, so Wilson will swing it to Knippel. Knippel to Wilson for three. He can't answer back. Rebound by the Timberwolves. Back they come. Here's Edwards. Out to Shannon Jr. Shannon Jr. to Mike Conley. Conley out to Edwards. Edwards posting up. Edwards fades. Edwards scores. Here come the Timberwolves, cutting this to a 7-point lead, 58-51. Another screen for LaMelo Ball. Here it comes. It's a beauty. Wilson fakes the cut and he pops out. Swings it to Knippel. Great ball movement by the Hornets. We got a wide open three in the corner, but Knippel doesn't see it. Instead, he goes for the three ball of his own. No good. Wilson fighting for another loose ball. Ball tries a triple. He can't sink it. Rebound Minnesota. Trying to get even closer after erasing a double-digit deficit. Conley out to Ingles. Edwards has had the hot hand. They're going to feed him once again. Ingles. Little touch pass back to Edwards. Edwards gets free for another three, but this time he misses. Wilson with the rebound. He'll give it to Knippel. Here is Ball. Wilson with the cut. Conley, too small, and Wilson's got him. Wilson now with 40 points on the night. Give LaMelo Ball that assist, and it's 60-51. Hornets leading by 9. Conley outside for Ingles. Ingles posts up Shannon Jr. Shannon Jr. from about 15 feet out, picked up by Knippel. Here is Ingles to a cutting Behringer. Behringer is able to lay it up and in over Wilson. Great layup right there. Behringer's got hops. And now back come the Hornets. Wilson will keep it at the point guard position. Let's go with Williams right here. Williams pops. Williams could have hit Wilson there, but he didn't see the cut. Well, let's do a pick and roll this time. Come take it, Knipple. Wilson posting up. Got to put it up. Here is the jumper. It's no good. Couldn't get it to go off the glass. Back come the Timberwolves. Trailing by just 7. Here is Edwards. Feeding Conley. Conley backs it up. Conley gets the offense set up. Off a screen from Ingles. Conley to Shannon Jr. in the corner. He gets the 3 to go. What a way for the Timberwolves to end the third quarter as LaMelo Ball will just eat it. 10 minutes to go here in Game 1 of the NBA Finals. It has been nothing but defense here tonight. 60-56. The top defense is barely prevailing. If this is any indication, ladies and gentlemen, we should be in for one heck of an NBA Finals. Jackson Wilson with 40 points on 50% shooting, doing all he possibly can against this gritty bunch of Timberwolves. They have been nothing but defensive anchors the entire season and the entire night. Expect nothing different the rest of the way. Defense is going to win a championship for one of these teams. The question is, can the Charlotte Hornets fulfill what seemed to be the impossible dream when we started this series here on this channel, back to Wilson's high school days in Vermont. So here we go. The Hornets have possession. Trying to start out strong. Wilson with a solid cut. Gets in position on Randall. Wilson drop steps, gets position and lays it in. Great start. Jackson Wilson with his 17th bucket of this opening game. Hornets leading by 6, 62-56. As Mike Conley clears it out. Conley off a screen from Ingles. Here is Conley with 8 to shoot. Conley has got to make something happen. He's able to get open off a screen. Conley can't get the answer. Wilson the rebound. Up ahead to Trey Mann as backup point guard. Mann to the corner for Green. Here is Wilson getting inside, but he can't get the handle. The deflection by Joe Ingles. That would have been a good pass otherwise. 62-56 as Ingles plays hot potato with Mike Conley. Ingles off a screen. Wilson not falling for the fade. Here is Conley trying to get free from Mann. He gives it to Dillingham. Dillingham with 3 to shoot. Dillingham forces up a mid-range shot. Too short. Wilson with the rebound, and he'll leave it for Trey Mann. 8:45 to go. Here's Wilson. He's got Mike Conley on him. So here we go. Wilson getting down low. They send the double team. Wilson to Williams. Williams to a cutting Wilson, but Conley is able to jump the passing lane. Williams with a weak pass, and he paid for it. And now Conley gives it out to Ingles. Good ball movement by the Timberwolves as they bring a double team on Julius Randle. Dillingham fakes on Williams. Here is Ingles across the lane. Dillingham off a screen. Wilson with the switch. Ingles for 3. In and out. Great rotation by the Hornets. Up ahead, Trey Mann. Mann as Williams hits Wilson. Wilson against Ingles. Big time mismatch, but Wilson can't get the layup to drop. The Timberwolves doing a great job standing strong against Wilson in the paint. And there's the lob to reduce the gap back to 4. 62-58. Dillingham with the taunt. Calling the Hornets small. Let's hope Jackson Wilson didn't see that. Jackson Wilson's been making people pay all season for taunting. We'll see if that continues here in the final 7 minutes and 49 seconds. Here's the inbound to LaMelo Ball. Ball off a screen from Wilson at the top of the key. Great pass, but the steal by Julius Randle. Randle up ahead to Edwards. Edwards out to Randle, left alone for 3. He's got it. Julius Randle from downtown. It is a 1-point game. Hornets looking to push. Wilson gets by Randle for the flush. Jackson Wilson with 44 points here in game number 1. Now here are the Timberwolves. What a game for everybody to witness. You should be in for one heck of a finals if this becomes the norm. Dillingham out to Ingles for the game-tying 3. No good. Rebound by Wilson. The Timberwolves have rallied, but Jackson Wilson and the Hornets trying to remain sturdy through the storm. Here is Wilson getting back into the post against Randall. Wilson spinning. Can't get it to go. Cleans it up. Wilson kicks it out to Saluon. Now man. As Wilson tries to cut on Randall. Off a screen, it's Ball. Ball shoots. Ball scores. LaMelo Ball stepping up for Wilson, who's got his work cut out for him down there in the paint. I got my butt dragging trying to open up this floor, and the teammates with some big buckets. 6:16 to go as Dillingham posts up on man. Into the corner for Conley. Conley can't get the triple. Wilson with the rebound. He'll slow it down. He'll get a floppy going for Con Knipple. Can we do it, ladies and gentlemen? We have been remaining resilient. Con Knipple with the jump shot. Wilson with his 4th assist. He's now got 44, 32, and 4 here on Hall of Fame, and it's 68-61. Charlotte over Minnesota. Edwards with the drive. Edwards with a lot of strength and some soft touch, but he can't get that one to fall. Wilson on the fast break. We got a mismatch in the corner, so he'll give it the ball. Here is Saluon. A cutting Wilson. Wilson into the post. He'll reset to Sexton. Here's the pick. Sexton with the pass. Wilson puck fakes. Gets the dunk. Jackson Wilson with great patience. Great focus. The Timberwolves with a pesky defense, but the Hornets hanging in there. Edwards throws up a floater and gets the bounce. We're down to 5 minutes remaining here in Game 1 of the NBA Finals. Look at Anthony Edwards. He's only got 11 points here tonight. This Charlotte defense has got him on clamps. Here's the pick and roll with Saluon. Wilson, perfect pass for the flush. The Charlotte Hornets are going for the upset. Saluon with a big basket off the bench. The Hornets are 4 minutes away from delivering the Timberwolves their first loss of the entire postseason. Edwards trying to prevent that from happening. Isolates and kicks it to Conley. Conley trying to get free on the three. He can't, so he's going to isolate Ball. Ball with a great defense. He's got that size, making it tough for Conley. Here's Randall with a tough shot, no good. Wilson says no. He's got his 4th block on the offensive rebound. Through the middle, it's Wilson. The double team comes. Ball for 3, no good. Wilson with the rebound. Back to Ball. He fakes, drives, shoots. Can't kiss the glass. Timberwolves with the rebound. 4 minutes to go. 72-63. Here is Conley. Conley stepping back. Here is Ingles. Ingles crossing over on Knipple. He gives it to Dillingham in the post. Outside Ingles for 3. He's got it. Joe Ingles from downtown to trim this to a 6-point game. 3 minutes and 33 seconds to go. Look at Wilson with the Gatorade emblem. He is feeling the fatigue here tonight, but he is putting the life on the line for the Charlotte Hornets. Here comes another pick with Saluon. It works to perfection again! The two-handed flush! Saluon! I don't think he had a single bucket this entire postseason, but he's got 2 down the stretch, replacing an injured Miles Bridges. Everybody's stepping up down the stretch. 8-point lead with 3 minutes left. Edwards off the screen. Edwards driving. Gets cut off. In the corner for Randall. Great defense. It's missed. Wilson running the break. Posts up on Edwards. Pass fakes and he'll slow it up. Saluon again. Oh my goodness. I didn't even have to call for it that time. Saluon is on fire down the stretch. 76-66. Timeout. Minnesota. Oh my goodness. We talked about team effort so many times, over and over and over. We may have just sealed a Game 1 victory because of Saluon. What an effort. What a performance tonight for the Charlotte Hornets, especially on defense. This really takes you back to the old days when the NBA Finals were low scoring like this. We're playing on 10-minute quarters, and it's 76-66. I see we got 4 viewers. Welcome into Ladder of Light Gaming. I'm your host, Action Jackson Wilson. We're playing on Hall of Fame, MyCareer, NBA 2K26, trying to shock the Timberwolves here in Game 1 of the NBA Finals. On the inbound, it's Randall. Wilson with 46, 34, and 7. A gutsy performance here tonight, despite getting hounded down there in the paint. Here's Edwards kicking it to DiVincenzo in the corner. DiVincenzo off a screen from Reed. Wilson with a great rotation. DiVincenzo gets bottled up by Ball. He has no choice but to give it to Edwards. Edwards can't find an opening, and he misses the floater. Wilson up ahead to Miller. Miller driving. Miller to a cutting Wilson, but it's stolen away by Reed. 2 minutes to go. Into the corner for Edwards. Edwards for 3. No good. The Hornets were there once again to bother the shot. Here is Ball. Here, let's take our time. Take our time, guys. That's all we got to do. The Game 1 victory is right in front of us. We're staring at it. We're looking at it. Here is Bridges on a pick and roll with Wilson. The double team comes. Wilson to Ball outside for Bridges. Bridges for 3. No good. Another rebound by Wilson. And the off-ball screens for Sexton. Slow it down again, but the ball gets stolen by McDaniels. Wilson getting back. Edwards left alone. He's going to hit the 3. That is not what we needed right there. And now the Timberwolves are going to go with the full court press. They break it. Here's Wilson getting inside. Great patience. Off the drop step, but he can't get the floater to go. 1:15 to go. Here are the Timberwolves, trailing by 7. Hornets break the press, but they come up empty-handed. And now Edwards to DiVincenzo. DiVincenzo can't get the 3. Wilson the rebound. We're less than a minute remaining. This crowd is shocked here in Minnesota. You can hear a pen drop as Wilson calls for a simple screen from Miles Bridges. Double team comes on Wilson. He'll give it the ball. Here's the screen. Wilson left alone, but the ball gets deflected again. Stolen by Edwards. Wilson gets back and blocks him, but Edwards retrieves the loose ball. Oh my goodness, that was unfortunate. And now the Timberwolves may have to foul, and they will. So Jackson Wilson is going to head to the free throw line to try and ice this contest. Hornets leading by 5, 76-71. And I got to tell you what, he may not be showing it physically just by looking at him, but on the inside, Wilson's got to be feeling the heat. Look at the sweat dripping off him. He has almost nothing left in his tank, but he is trying to get these free throws on his last leg and hand the Timberwolves their first loss of the NBA postseason. The first free throw is perfect. Wilson with 47 points, 38 rebounds, 7 assists, 100% from the free throw line, and it continues. Wilson put the life on the line for his team once again here tonight. The NBA Finals, the biggest stage. Nerves were obviously creeping in, but this Hornets team has proven time and time again that their youth doesn't tell the story of how tough they really are. And they're 29 seconds away from snapping this 12-game postseason winning streak for the Timberwolves. The Timberwolves were 12-0 in the Western playoffs to get here. The Hornets have only lost 1 game in the East. So these are 2 very fitting finalists. And the Charlotte Hornets are trying to draw first blood and get their first franchise victory in an NBA Finals game. Jackson Wilson with 40 shot attempts tonight. I think that's a career high for me. I made half of them, hit a couple of threes, went 6 for 6. But look at my turnovers. Look at my fouls. No fouls, holding it down on defense, 4 blocks. It's been crucial. 10-minute quarters, Hall of Fame, NBA 2K26, MyCareer. Not bad for an all-around center. Here we go. Timberwolves inbound, and they need points, and they need them quickly. Here is Reed. Reed posting up on Wilson. Kicks it to DiVincenzo. His three-pointer. It's no good! Wilson with the rebound, and the Timberwolves are just going to throw in the towel. Reed comes up tight to play defense on Wilson, but it's not going to matter. He backs off. The Minnesota Timberwolves playoff win streak is over. And the Charlotte Hornets are the ones that killed it. and they stole home court advantage in Game 1 of the NBA Finals. 78-71. Defense wins championships. And we are now 3 wins away from the trophy because of it.
You know I have questions, MP, but the way you were playing tonight, I'm afraid you'll reject them. Yeah, you missed. Okay, I'm sorry for the dad joke.
I forgive you, Dominic Hamill.
Double-digit denials by you in this one, though. Spectacular defending in the win. Talk to me.
Yeah, we're just going to keep this simple. We're on a string defensively. Teamwork makes the dream work, guys.
Yeah, we were on a string defensively. Everybody was talking. Guys were aggressive, not waiting for their man to make the first move. That's important. When you can make your opponent work that hard just to get a shot up, and then you start blocking those, man, that's deflating to an offense. We took the win right out of their selves, Dom.
Thanks for talking to us, MP.
Of course. See you later.
All right. Kevin, back to you.
It's what we do, guys. If you leave guys wide open on Hall of Fame, they're usually going to make them. So you got to make contact. You got to get up in their jersey. And that is exactly what this team has done from the get-go. From day one, we were a solid defensive team. We weren't a championship team to a lot of people because we were obviously young. We had no expectations. This was supposed to be a rebuild. But that is until yours truly came to town, and I mean that with all the humility possible. Guys, I've had such a blessed career, and we just keep riding it. Shout out to my teammates. Shout out to all of you fans, all you subscribers.
How's it feel knowing your client MP handed the undefeated team his first L to playoffs?
Oh, is that what happened? No, I'm just playing. No, it's certainly great for the brand.
Mm-hmm.
The ultimate underdog strikes again. What?
So that really all I am to you is a dollar sign?
Job's not finished.
Like he doesn't care about money.
He saw right through it, y'all. I tried. Acting is not my forte. I'm a hooper.
No, it's okay. But in all seriousness, I'm not surprised. When I first met MP, I knew that he was serious about, his craft. I mean, I didn't expect to be standing here 3 games away from a title in his rookie season, but I knew that he was going to maximize.
That's crazy, man. Crazy.
For the rest of the series?
Look, I'm not going to make any guarantees. I don't want to get y'all in trouble, but I will predict that MP is going to be at his best when it matters most. I mean, this is a man who thrives in tough situations, in big moments, and I don't see that stopping anytime soon. Do you?
Wow. Austin, that really touched here.
Great. I gotta take a call. You guys keep going.
No, on that note, we'll end on that. MP, out.
Look at your boy with the Kobe mindset. I just stood there for a while. No emotion at all. Job's not finished. Job finished? I don't think so. This was a big win, guys, and I'm hyped about it. 78-71 on Hall of Fame, 10-minute quarters. If you guys need the proof, here you go. It's right here. Hardest difficulty, toughest challenge, no super team, and we're 3 wins away from the NBA title. Here's a look at the final box score. Look at Anthony Edwards. This is how you win games. Get the opposing superstar in the slump. Look at Randall, 5 out of 18. You had me watching him for the majority of the game. We took their superstars out of this game completely. We made them feel uncomfortable, and guess what? We had to do that because they also made us uncomfortable at times with their defense. Look at that score, 78-71 on 10-minute quarters. We knew going into these finals that this was going to be a defensive battle. These are the 2 defensive teams in the league, the 2 best defensive teams, and they showed it here tonight. Let's take a look at yours truly. No turnovers. I took 40 shots. Had to put the team on my back to keep the floor spaced. I had 7 assists, 4 blocks, 2 for 6, kept attacking the well, 6 for 6 at the line, 11 offensive rebounds, 39 boards. Again, Hall of Fame. Not too bad, guys. 48, 39, and 7 for an NBA Finals debut. And here is your overall statistics for yours truly. throughout the playoff run. 65% from the field, 54% from three, 83% from the field. Just 2.3 turnovers. You know how easy it is to get turnovers on this game. We're able to keep those down. 3 blocks per game, solid defense, even getting a couple of steals. 4.9 assists. Shout out to my teammates for capitalizing on some key opportunities. 29 rebounds, and there it is, 48 points. Stepping my game up from the MVP campaign. You got to do more once the playoffs get here, and sure enough, that's what we're doing. So anyways, I want to thank everybody for tuning into Ladder of Light Gaming. Like I said, in the words of Kobe Bryant, job's not finished. That's 1, but we still need 3 more. That's a 13-1 record in this year's playoffs. I'm going to throw a disclaimer out there. Rudy Gobert had to miss this game. He is the defensive cornerstone for the Timberwolves, and they still made it tough for me. He's going to be back sooner or later, so we've got to take advantage of every opportunity we have. We can't let up, and we got to keep scrapping. No matter what happens the rest of the way, we have nothing to be proud of with efforts like this. And who knows, we just might be able to shock the world, guys. It's not going to be easy, but I need you guys to like, comment, and subscribe. Stay with me to the end. You know I love you. You know I appreciate you. I'm grateful for you guys, and I'm most grateful for my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, who paid it all through his death and resurrection from the grave. When you're dealing with troubles, if you've yet to give your life to him, come to the cross. Kneel before him. He'll take away your sins. He'll take away all your worries. There will be trials, but he will give you the faith to overcome them. This world may be falling, it may be chaotic, but the Lord has overcome the world. And hopefully with him in my corner, we can overcome and shock the world for the NBA championship. Stay tuned for Game 2 of the NBA Finals coming up tomorrow here on Ladder of Light Gaming. This is Axon Jackson Wilson signing off. May the peace that passes beyond all understanding and the unconditional love of Jesus Christ be yours in his holy and almighty name.